After 3 days of brutal car-breaking action, Safari Rally Kenya looked set to be fought out between Takamoto Katsuta and Adrian Fourmeau. Both drivers hunting down their maiden WRC victories, and Fourmeau was relying on some good old-fashioned mind games to turn the screw on the final day.
You can't tell him that I told him.
You're trying to scare him?
What he will reply.
Okay, you're trying to scare him.
Because he was asking me if I will push or not, and I say, you will see.
Adrian was asking, or you were asking Adrian, is he going to push? He's 16.7 faster than you.
16? It's not much. I was cruising.
Adrian is trying to scare you. He's trying to put you under pressure, he said.
He's trying to me to put the pressure. Doesn't work. Don't worry.
Katsuta and co-driver Aaron Johnson weren't folding though. With a buffer of over 1 minute after the opening test and just a trio of stages remaining, a calm, trouble-free run would get the monkey off their back and deliver that elusive first win. After suffering a broken intercom and a double puncture early in the rally, luck finally seemed to be on Taka's side as Fourmeau and Correa collected a slow puncture in stage 18, allowing Katsuta further slipping room on the penultimate test.
Only drops 18.3, so that brings the gap down, as you can see on the left of your screen, to 42 seconds. 42 seconds to protect 10.48 kilometres to survive, and that first win will be theirs.
Only 3 other Rally 1 crews had made it through the weekend without retirement. Sami Piari and Marko Salminen, Esa-Pekka Lappi and Eni Malkinen, and John Armstrong and Shane Byrne. Lappi had been running under the radar for much of the rally, hampered by an error with his differential setup and a number of punctures. But his goal of simply completing the event was working, seeking vital manufacturer points to offset Hyundai's difficult start to 2026.
Just try to finish and wait and see if something happens. But I don't think so. But anyway, that's the strategy.
Had it not been for a rear right tyre delamination on Saturday, Piari and Salminen could have been right in the mix at the top of the standings. And despite sitting in the relative no man's land of third, Piari was still keeping a keen eye on the timesheets.
Do you know the split times?
Well, you're doing okay to EP. I mean, who are you looking at?
EP is...
This is you.
So EP is lower.
Yeah,
Then it's fine.
exactly. No stress.
No stress. You said it.
With nothing to lose, the Super Sunday battle was between Sebastian Ogier, Elfyn Evans and Oliver Solberg, all of them returning from their retirements on Saturday to limit the damage to their championship campaigns. All 3 would pick up stage wins, but Solberg's full commitment was enough to secure the Super Sunday win and the fastest time on the Wolf Power stage. The 10 points were his.
It all looked so good. You know, we kept everything under control and tried to play it clean, and today we could push and get maximum points, which is fantastic.
After his heartbreaking crash on this exact stage last year, Katsuta's buffer over Fourmeau was enough to simply cruise through the Wolf Power stage, securing one of the most popular WRC victories in recent memory and opening his account at the highest level of the sport.
This is going to be job done for Taka Katsuta and Aaron Johnson.
Just that final right-hander to go, and now pin the throttle and enjoy every single second of it.
Congratulations, Taka Katsuta and Aaron Johnson.
We had so many difficulties and moments. Aaron had very hard to work with me, and the team was always believing me, even I'm failing all the time. So, yeah, thanks to the whole team. Finally here because of them and Aaron.
So, Katsuta and Johnson win Safari Rally Kenya ahead of Fourmeau, whilst Piari collects his second consecutive podium finish in third. Lappi completes the final rally in fourth, and WRC2 winner Robert Vierves closes out the top 5 with a superb drive. In the Drivers' Championship, Evans still leads, but Solberg closes the gap to 8 points. Katsuta lies third, 11 points off the top spot.
So welcome back to our analysis and a reaction then to what has been an emotional moment for Taka Katsuta, taking that first ever victory this afternoon. You just see what it means to the Japanese driver. This was when he spoke to Molly a bit earlier on, very emotional moment.
We had so many difficulties on the moments. Aaron had very hard to work with me, and team was always believe in me, even I'm failing all the time. So yeah, thanks to the whole team. Finally here because of them and Aaron. And yeah, my family always big support, and めぐみな時パパ一番になったよ。So yeah, finally here. So much moments, so much things happen, but oh, and I have to say thank you for the Oit. He has been absolutely every single moment contacting me and sending me message, and he was even waking up earlier than me every morning. Yeah, so I did it. Thank you for you. Thanks to you. Yeah, Akio-san. Finally we are here, so thank you.
Yeah, it was a wonderful moment, but a hard one to watch, isn't it? When it just shows you what it meant to the man, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen Takamoto Katsuta crying so many times when he's been inconsolable after mistakes and tears, but this time it's tears of joy. And as well, you know, we were just mentioning this. So nice that he mentioned Oit Tanak, who, believe me, was one of the absolute gentlemen of the World Rally Championship. He's a top bloke, and Taka paying tribute to Oit, who I still hold out some hope for we're going to see back in the WRC at some point. It's where he belongs, but for now we just got to, yeah, congratulate Takamoto Katsuta and Aaron Johnston. What a pairing. Who'd have thought it? A Japanese lad and a fella from Fintner, Northern Ireland, would have got together in a Toyota and won the most difficult rally on the calendar.
Yeah, the first Japanese winner since Kenjiro Shinjuka in Ivory Coast in 1992. Another Japanese driver in a Japanese car. He was driving Mitsubishi. Taka, of course, here for Toyota Gazoo Racing. Also, personal best equaling finishes for Adrian Formeau in second, and Sami Pairi getting his third podium finish and second in a row after Sweden as well. Espeka Lappi getting a fine fourth place for his efforts after a really difficult weekend. Robert Vierves taking the WRC2 honours, finishing in the end 30 seconds ahead of Gus Greensmith. Zaldivar doing a terrific job in the end of just doing enough to hold off Andreas Mikkelsen. Been wonderful scenes here as ever in the Kenyan savannas. Been a particularly brutal one this year with these sudden rainstorms, heavy rain in the build-up, and then, I mean, it all got going right from the get-go in stage one. I mean, that pretty much set the tone for the whole week, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for Taka and Aaron, straight into the rally and no intercom working. They've had their fair share of adventure.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, the intercom didn't work. They've picked up punctures. They've had all sorts of issues. And again, this is one of those rallies where you just have to overcome all that adversity. It is about survival. It's not about who's got the fastest car. It's not about, you know, going out and constantly winning stages. These two who've won the rally didn't win a single stage this weekend,
yeah.
PK. It's about being consistent, being safe, driving smart, and that's exactly what Takamoto Katsuta and Aaron Johnston have done.
Another little fact, of course, it continues Toyota's domination of this event, doesn't it? Unbeaten since we returned to Africa in 2021. Wins now for Ogier, 2 for Ogier, 2 for Rovanpera, 1 for Evans, and 1 for Katsuta-san. Wonderful moment.
If we could ask all of the Toyota drivers, please, and
Johnson,
Mr. Juha Kankinen
well
to make his way to the stage.
Of course, we saw Juha Kankinen there as well, sharing the moments. Another multiple winner here, 3 times a winner, Juha, the Toyota deputy team boss. And I think we can get a word with Juha right now and see how he's feeling.
Well, Juha, there's not a person here that's not smiling for Taka, but what an incredibly difficult weekend and an amazing way to finish with Taka's first podium.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I was in the same moment 46 years ago, and it was my first rally to win in the World Championship, so I know how Taka feels. But let's say that we had a little bit up and down weekend. Yesterday was quite a disaster, but the boys did very well today. They took the maximum points from Super Sunday, and Taka won and Sami third. So we can't really be disappointed. We will have a little deep briefing, what went wrong and what went right, but otherwise, overall, I'm quite happy about that.
A little debrief and perhaps a little bit of time to rest before you get to Croatia, because as you said, this has just been an incredible journey and you know it all too well.
Yeah, exactly, but overall, yes, like I said, happy about everything.
What a weekend, and we seem to have finished on a high here because the rain is about to pour down just in time for everything to be done. Ivan, it was your first Safari Rally Kenya. Taka has taken his maiden victory. It's his birthday on Tuesday. What more could a man ask for?
I mean, just when you're saying it, I'm getting goosebumps. And we were watching the last stage with all the drivers coming in, driver by driver, and when Taka crossed the finish line, I mean, all the grown-up guys were all having tears in their eyes, and I can see EP was blinking his eyes, trying to avoid crying, and you know, it means so much. Everybody run around to the podium as well to share for Taka and Aaron as well, and we can see O'Shea, Oliver, all the drivers, all the teams were there, and it was like really emotional when Taka finally went up on that podium and on the top spot.
And I think I spoke to Cyril Abiteboul, and he put it so perfectly. The rally community is so close, and it meant so much for the whole community for Taka. I know everybody, you know, particularly his PR man Hans as well, screaming, yes, Taka. That is a team effort and a very happy team to have Taka with his first victory. And I think really importantly, it happened on Kenyan soil. His first podium, then his first win. Kenya is perhaps his spiritual home.
Yeah, and I mean, the fight back from last year as well when he crashed out on this stage, and I think he had some nerves before the stage, just tried to go through that stage. He had quite a good gap and tried just to nurse that everything's fine through, and he was waiting for this champagne. And I, like we said it before, and I will say it again, the atmosphere around that podium with all the teams, everybody was clapping their hands and waving and screaming, and some was crying a little bit. It was like really emotional, and he deserved it so much. Been around for many years now, driving I think soon 100 start in WRC, and I think it's yeah, it was his time now, and yeah, it's really good for the championship as well for Taka.
So good for the championship as a whole. Hyundai back in business, back on the podium. As I said, I spoke to Cyril. He was glad very much for that, but said there's so much work to do, but they are ready for the battle. It's just a couple of weeks away, I should say, before they are back on a completely different surface. And so the challenge is so mad between coming to one of the roughest, toughest, bumpiest situations you will ever see in the whole of motorsport to a bit of tarmac.